Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Wealth Defense Radio, the podcast. I am your host, Josh Nahosa, and I am an independent advisor representative for Swan DFW, which is the company that puts on this podcast. Swan DFW stands for Sleep Well at Night, Dallas, Fort Worth, and I am here with a recording expert in the podcast industry.
Absolutely.
It is Hector and Josh.
Tell me again what tempo is.
Hector is a certified financial planner, which is the top mark in our industry. He's been in the industry since 1995, which for those of you who are good at math is a while. And he started this...
Long while, sir.
He started this company 11 years ago now.
January 2014. Happy birthday, us.
Yes. So, today we're talking about Social Security, when you should take it, some frequently asked questions, just like a general overview, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's an important thing because Social Security for most Americans is going to be about 1/3 of their retirement. Some more, some less, but on average about 1/3. So it's important to know when to take it, when not to take it, and what to look out for.
Yeah. So the link to the article we'll be referencing will be in the description wherever you're watching or listening. This would be a great one to probably watch on YouTube or Facebook because we'll have some charts and tables and other visual aids, and you'll get to see what we look like, which is always a positive.
Our makeover
sometimes
for 2025.
It's a positive for one of us, and we'll let you decide which one that is, I guess. But before we get into that, we have our news story of the week.
All right.
We talked about this about a week ago. Me and you did, not in front of recording equipment.
Okay.
A Polish general was fired after his missing anti-tank mines were found in an IKEA warehouse. This happened a couple of weeks ago. They lost some mines at some point last year, and IKEA stumbled upon them in their warehouse, which it has to be said is tough. It's probably not always what you want.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, I could see how IKEA could send somebody something they didn't order, but I'm having a hard time understanding how IKEA ends up with mines designed to blow up tanks in their warehouse. Did they go pick up something that they thought was a return and it was a bunch of mines? It's very strange.
It looks like from the article here, the military was shipping things on a train that IKEA was also shipping things on, and so the military didn't unload all of their stuff apparently, and they left a
few bombs.
They left about 1,000 tons of anti-tank mines.
You know, I'm not in the cargo business, but 1,000 tons sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
It's more than just a box. It was somebody with a clipboard that was saying, okay, so we should have received 50 of these boxes, but we got 500 of these. Well, that's okay. We'll make it up in volume.
That's fine. Officials apparently became aware of the problem when the weapons were found sitting in the IKEA warehouse, at which point someone called the military to ask when they were going to come and collect their mines.
I'm sorry, what?
And then after that, an investigation was opened up. So
close-minded.
Yeah, I know.
They were storing them for free.
Yeah.
And the building was insured. Mm-hmm. I think it's a brilliant move by the general who got fired for losing the mines.
Yeah, just a little unfortunate, I would say. Not always what you want.
No.
But you know what? No one was hurt.
Thank goodness.
And something we can laugh about now.
Yes.
So, back
to Social
Security.
Just a great transition.
Just a great segue. let's talk about it. What are some things that people should know about Social Security? Is it going broke? Is a really common question.
Yeah, and I think that's a good question to start off with. What's happening right now is that the Social Security Administration is sending out more money than it's bringing in. The Social Security taxes are being brought in by all Americans isn't matching what's going out. So that's a deficit. Fortunately, for the last 50 years or so, we had created an overage. We had, like, I think of it as a savings account. And so what we've been doing is, because we're receiving this many dollars and we're sending out more dollars as we were borrowing, or not borrowing, but we were taking down, we were using some of that savings. But so we're spending down the excess money that we had. And when people say we're going to go broke in 2032 or 2033, depending, what they're saying is that overage money, that savings account will go to zero. When that goes to zero, that doesn't mean that Social Security is broke, because the very next day, everybody's still going to pay Social Security taxes and we're still going to send benefits out, except that if we don't do something, and we've known this is coming since way back, 25 years ago, the benefit will have to be cut by around 25% if we're going to balance it on just benefit. So it's not going to go broke like when we know companies that go broke, like the video store that went broke, Blockbuster, is not going to be there one day and gone the other. For my generation, Montgomery Ward's was there one day and then it was gone the next. It'll just mean that the overage has been spent down and now the benefit is going to be less. So we're always going to have Social Security in some form. And hopefully Washington waits till the very end to get anything fixed. So we're within 7 years. So in their mind, that's an eternity. We're going to wait till 2030 and that Congress to say, hey, we probably should fix this, because the can has been kicked down the road as far as it can be kicked.
Yep. The other frequent question we get a lot is the retirement age changes based on
full retirement age. Yeah. And the reason, so my full retirement age was 66 and 10 months because I was born in 1957. Anybody born after 1960, it's 67. And the reason that happened is because we had the same problem in 1988 that we have now with the Reagan administration. And they said, we are going to fix Social Security forever. So they raised the Social Security tax a little bit, but they said, we're going to roll back full retirement age to encourage people to retire later to 67, but they didn't want to do just 65 to 67. So they moved it 2 months for every year. And so born in 57 is 66 and 10 months. And then 60 it's 67. And so what we learned a couple of things from there. One, forever means about 40 years. Because when they said forever, now we're 2025 and we're in the same mess. Oh. And secondly, what that really means, the real core challenge for Social Security that it never anticipated and it's never been seriously looked at, is that because of medical technology and how much people are taking care of themselves, is we're living longer. And so it used to be pretty simple. You'd retire at 65, you start getting your benefit, and average age expectancy for a male was 67. So that's 2 years of benefit, paying 30 years into the system. That's how we got the overage. Yeah. Now people are retiring at 60 or 65, and maybe even 67. They're starting to take benefits. But now they're living into their 80s and 90s, and the fastest growing demographic in America is people over 100. So that's the challenge. Is I think it's a good thing that we're living longer, but we've not adjusted for that in the money that's coming in. So there's going to have to be, in my opinion, some fundamental changes to the system to make sure that people like you in their 20s will have a Social Security benefit when they retire.
Yeah. We are pulling some of the information we'll talk about now from an article from NerdWallet. Again, the link to this article will be in the description wherever you're watching or listening if you would like to read it for yourself. But we're going to talk about some of the stuff in here, the first of which is, when should I start to take Social Security? And there's a couple of pretty important rules that you understand before you make that decision. One of them is that if you start drawing money early, they lower how much you're able to take out. So if you start drawing money like at 62, you only get 70% of your total.
And it's like that forever. You'll get the cost of living, but you're never going to get bumped up when you get to 67 to full retirement age money. So you're gonna take 30% less of your benefit for the rest of your life.
Right.
So it's a complicated question as to when I should take it, because people in my industry, and we used to do a lot of workshops pre-pandemic, and there was people on the radio that say everybody should wait till they're 70 because you get a bigger benefit. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then the other people were saying everybody should take it at 62 because it's not going to be around, so get as much money out of it as you can.
Yeah.
And the first thing I warn people is, if as soon as any advisor, especially in our industry, says everyone should or nobody should, run, because every one of these questions is very personal. It just depends on what's going on with your life, where you are financially, where you are physically, and those kind of things. So it's some things you got to kind of work through, and just make sure that the benefits that you take when you start taking it fits you, not your neighbor, not your uncle, but you and your lifestyle.
Yeah. The flip side is if you wait longer, you do get a bump until age 70.
That's right.
You get an 8% bump per year if you wait, but it does not continue to go up after age 70.
That's right. So if you were going to get like $1,000 a month, if you start at 62, it'd be like $700. If you wait till 70, it's like $1,300. And if you can wait, obviously that would be ideal from a purely accounting view. Mm-hmm. But again, there's a lot of other personal things that come into play as to whether it's a good idea to wait or not.
Yeah, so let's talk about, just to put a money number on it. On average, retired workers at age 62 get about $1,200 per month,
right?
From Social Security.
Because it's like $1,800 they would have received at age 67.
Yeah, age 67 on average you get about $1,800.
Yeah.
At age 70 you get about $2,000.
Yeah.
So that's the difference you're getting, and if you start taking it early, like we said, that number never catches up. So you are getting it for longer, but you're getting the less amount. Longer.
But people argue, and I've had people argue with me, but if I take it at 62, I'm getting 8 years worth of payments, so I'm going to end up with a way more money. And so I got that question asked so many times that we created this chart back in 2016. And for those of you on the radio, you're missing a work of art.
Okay.
Okay, really, we should probably make it look better. But the lines represent taking it at 62, taking benefits at 62 at 70% of the benefit, mm-hmm. or the 1,200 versus the 1,800. Mm-hmm. The orange line represents starting to take it at 67, 1,800. And then the gray line represents waiting till 70 and getting the bigger benefit, 30% more than what we had at full retirement age. And we didn't include cost of living adjustments. We didn't include any of that. We just wanted a real simple, okay, what happens if it's the same amount of money, mm-hmm. forever? And the lines cross, the 67 and 62 lines cross around 77, 78. And the gray line crosses, that's the waiting till 70, crosses at around age 80 and 81. So I would always tell people, if you've got longevity in your family, people in your family live a long time, and you're relatively healthy, then it might make some sense to wait to 80. Because at 80, wait till 70, because at 80, you'll continue to get the bigger benefit, and you're going to make way more money if you live to 85 or 90 or 95.
Yep.
So that's what I wanted to show, is that yes, you do get more money for a while, But if you have longevity, you may end up costing yourself money long term by taking it early.
Yeah, it eventually catches up.
Yes. 80's the break even, around 80's the break even for all of them.
Yeah. So now that we've said this,
Okay.
obviously talk to a financial professional before making this
But
decision.
where would somebody find a financial professional?
Well, it would be us.
Oh, what a great idea.
I know, it's crazy. We have a couple different ways you can contact us. The first way is via email. That's info@swandfw.net. That's info, like short for information, at swandfw.net. And the phone number Hector's going to give to you off memory.
Yeah, 1-888-SWAN-DFW. But really, if you just go to our website, swandfw.net, on there's our calendar, and you can request like a 30-minute meeting, and we can talk about just Social Security and give you what we think based on a little bit of information from you. None of what we're talking about here without talking to you is actionable, so don't go do something until you've talked to a financial professional.
Yep. And that phone number again is 888-792-6339. No
That's exactly what I
obligation.
said, Swan DFW.
So, what are some like specific reasons? Obviously, none of this is actionable, like you just said. But what are some specific reasons that someone would maybe consider taking it early?
Okay, that's a really good question. If life expectancy in your family is not long, if none of your folks have ever lived past 70 or 75, if you're unhealthy, if you're struggling with something that is going to greatly diminish life expectancy for you, if you're not working because you don't want to work, and there's some penalties if you make more than about $20,000 a year, but mostly it's life expectancy. And if you need the money, but mostly it's life expectancy. And so when you do that, it's a very personal decision. There are times when this is the appropriate thing to do, is to start taking it early.
Yeah. So what are some reasons, obviously, that you would take it late, that you would hold off?
One of the things is there's some different like dates. It used to be that everybody said retirement age, and everybody thought 65, because at 65, everything happened. 65, you were eligible for Medicare. At 65 was your full retirement age for Social Security, and that's what most people wanted to retire. But if you're going to work till 70, yeah, you may want to wait till 70 so you get a bigger benefit. Maybe you're retiring at 67, so you're retired, but you're not taking benefit because you have enough in your 401k and your pensions and stuff to hold you to that so you can maximize your benefit. So those would be the reasons, and you have long life expectancy in your family and you're healthy. So parents lived a long time, grandparents lived a long time, and you're relatively healthy. Put all that together, and yeah, it makes sense to wait till you're age 70. One of the very cool things we have about our financial planning software is it will give us the best time from a financial perspective as to when to take your Social Security benefit. Not for the reasons we just talked about, because the software has no idea what your life expectancy is or anything like that. But it says, if I'm going to wait till 70 to start taking Social Security, that means that to get the money that I need to spend, say if I stop working at 67, for those 3 years, I got to take it out of my IRA or I got to take it out of my savings.
Yeah.
How's that going to impact my long-term? We use 92 for males, 94 for males as life expectancy. How does that impact it? And is there a better time to start taking the benefit? And we do that for you. We do that analysis and say, maybe it's not 70 or 67, maybe it's 68 or 69. And so, so it's a good thing to let us run that analysis for you and see where the perfect time for you to start taking it based on just the accounting, the numbers.
Yeah. A little bit of house cleaning to
Yes.
clean up some tongue twistage. It is 92 for males, 94 for females. We don't do two different life expectancies for males and no life expectancies for females.
Did I say male size?
Yeah.
Well,
But-
don't go by what I say, go by what I mean.
This is why we're cleaning it up.
Okay.
So, are there any other things that people should be wary of when taking it early?
Yeah, a couple things. If you take it before full retirement age, there are some limits on how much money you can make, right? So if you're still working, you might want to think about it because you may get the benefit, but then if you're making over the 20, roughly, number moves, it's around 20. If you make more than that, you're going to get charged back or you're going to give up some of your benefit. And the other thing to be cognizant of is if a male or the highest income earner or biggest benefit for Social Security takes their benefit early, it's going to impact the spousal benefit. So be aware of that. That, I may be really ill, but my wife is super healthy, but if I take it at 62, that is likely going to impact, if she's going to take the survivor benefit, it's going to be less than if I'd have waited till 65 or 60. So there's some things to really think about before you pull the trigger. It's a very, very important decision.
Yeah, so if you have any questions about that, again, our phone number and email address and everything you could ever need is in the description wherever you're watching or listening. If you would like just to set up a meeting directly with us, we have a way to do that on our website, which is also in the description. And also check it out. It's a pretty cool website.
It's awesome, I think.
Yeah, it's one of the best websites we've ever had, I would say.
It's the best website we've ever had.
Yeah. So, give us a call. It's free. We're not trying to sell you anything.
We're pretty nice guys.
Yeah. Some
Mostly
would say.
Catch us on a good day.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's not like you can catch us after a Cowboy playoff loss.
That's true.
So, yeah, give us a call. We'd love to visit with you.
Yep. So thank you guys for listening. And we'll catch y'all in the next one.
Thank you, and God bless.
The preceding content is informational only and based on information available when created. It is not an offer or solicitation, nor is it tax or legal advice. It does not consider your financial circumstances and objectives and may not be suitable for you.